Hi everybody, it's Jill Lancet. How are you? We're going to make a Christmas card tonight. No big surprise there because I'm stockpiling all of these Christmas ideas. And I want to show you the suite of products we're going to use. It's called the Traditions of Christmas suite. It's on page 22, 23 in the mini catalogue. You can see both catalogues in my online store. It's Jill Lancet, by the way, in case I forgot. But my online store is an Australian one. It's jilllancet.stampinup.net. Okay, we're also going to use the beautiful ephemera sayings. This is going to be, we're not even stamping a greeting tonight. We are going to use ink, but I want to show you what we're going to do, okay? So using the gorgeous traditional Wreath 3D embossing folder that comes in that suite of products, which is currently out of stock at the moment. I'm not sure when that'll be back in, but you know, you can check my website, my online store, and you'll see it when it's back in stock. You can also ask to be notified when it is back. So if you go in and look for the product, a little box will pop up. So I've already embossed this. Look at this. How gorgeous is that? Now you've seen this before, and I'm just going to pop that out of the way. My desk is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Things are encroaching very badly. So you will actually get 2 cards out of this one 6x6 piece of soft sea foam. That is the colour of this cardstock. So I'm going to take just a scrap of paper, and I've got some MOSSY MEADOW, and I'm simply going to ink this. Now this is the first step in this card. Okay, I'm going to ink this up with the MOSSY MEADOW. There is going to be quite a contrast here. So starting off, I just want you to just swirl that ink around, okay? We're just trying to define the actual raised part of this embossing folder. And I've got a few little tricks up my sleeve, and I hope that you'll give this one a go. I hope you really enjoy this one because it's just something a little bit different. I like to try and make different things. So just bear with me. Now, I am doing the whole lot. You could, of course, just put half of a piece of cardstock in there if you just wanted to make one of these. I would suggest you do it diagonally, though, because you will actually get more wreath. So there we go. Look at that. And look, I'm not particularly worried if there is a lot of variation in colour. So now I'm going to take I'm taking my little guillotine, but you could do this on your paper trimmer. And I'm simply going to cut from corner to corner. So I'm putting the point there and that point there. Now don't like squash this down or you'll wreck your embossing, but you just want to hold it in place while you cut it. So now I've got 2 pieces. So I ideally make 2 cards at the same time. So we're just going to fussy cut this out now. So I'm going to pop one away for another card, and I'm going to fussy cut this now. So look, it does not have to be a work of art. You're just going around the edges, and ideally you would turn the paper, not the scissors. Okay. Now, these days I find myself wanting to bring things closer and closer to me, so I hope I stay in frame for you guys. And it's not, you know, a terrible lot of fussy cutting. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same on the outer part of the design. So yeah, just turn the paper, not the scissors, and you can go very easily in and out all these little shapes. And yeah, doesn't take long. This is something that if I were making a lot of these and fussy cutting out a lot of things, I would do this while I was watching TV. You know, you can stop, check what's happening on screen, and then continue along. Or if you listen to podcasts or, you know, that sort of stuff. Or just music. So let's just get these cut out. Yeah, I can't wait for you to see how this card ends up. I think it's cute. I'm totally biased. So I haven't even run this one by my husband, who 9 times out of 10 just grunts and says nice. So yeah, I just came straight in here and played around with it until I got it the way I thought I'd like it. And yeah, so what did that take? A couple of minutes probably total. And here we are. So that is the hardest part of this card. That is the hardest part. So we've got this portion of a wreath. Now, if you haven't got the map templates, you really need to email me at tilly2145@gmail.com. Request them, they're free. I'll send them to you. There's no strings attached. So we need a card base. In metric, it is the card itself is 10.5 by 14.85. If you are in the US, it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We are now also going to use a piece of that gorgeous Traditions of Christmas designer series paper in mat 1, which is 10 by 14.3 centimeters, or 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. So before I glue anything on here, I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of this. Now, what I'm aiming for is this edge and this edge will ultimately line up like that. Okay, so whatever way I can get them on there. Well, that looks better. That looks better. So I'm going to turn that over. I'm just going to draw a line just so I know where to put my dimensionals, and we will trim this off once it's on the card. I think it's much easier to do it that way once it's on the card. So I've just made 2 lines, one there and one there. So I'm going to take some dimensional strips. Where are they? I swear I just, oh, there they are. And did you know you could curve these things? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to sort of, if you take them off, it might be easier, or take part of them off. It might be easier to get them curving. So I'm just going to pop them down like that, and then continue around and stick that down as I'm going around. There we go. And I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to do it on the inside curve, or just inside of that one, I should say. So if you start peeling it off first, you can get a fairly good curve on it. So there we go. Now you might need something like your take your pick or something like that to help you pop this into place as you go along. And any that's overhanging, just snip that off, because we can use that. We can use that on these overhanging pieces, just like that. So that's 2. We need 1 more for this inner part. And again, if you can get that release paper off, it does actually turn a lot better. So there we go. Now I'm going to snip that off there. I've already peeled it off. So now all I need to do is to either use some of these bits and pieces that are left, or get some actual dimensionals and pop them in there. But why waste these bits? Don't waste them if you don't have to. So I think I will just cut some more little bits and pop them down, because that way I can be absolutely sure that they're all the same depth. And I think that's probably enough. So I'm just going to take the release paper off the rest of these little ones. Oops, she says. And then we'll pop this in place. Of course, you don't have to pop this up. If you don't want to go through all of this, you can just glue this flat down. But I'm wanting something a little bit out of the ordinary, and that's this. Okay, so now I want to line, I want to line these 2 corners up, and then we're going to trim these. So just like that. I'm going to pop that down, and then I'm going to turn this over, and with some long bladed scissors, which I find are, sometimes a lot better, I'm just trimming that off. There we go. What do you think about that so far? So that's actually going to go onto our card front now. I've got those pieces all nice and stuck down. I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. Crikey, I tell you what. I thought this was a reasonably new glue, but I'm not sure now. Let me get another one out, guys. Oh, no, there we go. Look, it's very unpredictable, this glue at the moment. I think the heat's getting to it. It's certainly getting to me. Just when I think I'm going to replace it, it comes good. Look, there's a bit of a border. Now, because we've put liquid glue on there, we can give that a bit of a wriggle around till we get it right. Look at that. How good is that? Look at the dimension on that. Okay, so we've got that. Now, I thought I would make a triple bow, and look, I'm not really good at these, so yeah, just bear with me. So we need about, let's make it about 5 inches or 6 inches, and I'm going to lay that here like this. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to wrap these 1, 2, and 3. Now that's going to go just down there like that. This piece here, I'm crossing it over. I'm going to go under. I'm going to go up between my fingers, and I'm going to go over. Hang on, over. No. Would you believe I just did this off camera? Oh, I've confused myself again. Hang on. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Now I need a fair bit of tail. So, yeah, there we go. I'm going to wrap this around. I'm going to pop it up through there. Okay. And I'm going to... She says, no, hang on. Wrap it around there. Yeah, okay. Take this loop and put it through there and then put it through there. Is that right? No. Oh, crikey. I give up. I literally give up. I just did it 2 minutes ago. Come on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. I need a longer tail. I'm going to go over, through there, hang on, maybe it's through there. No, that makes no sense either. Crikey. Look, if I ever get this... Guys, you must be going, what the heck is going on here? Well, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to pop it under there. And then I'm going to pop it under there. Pop it under there. Oh, I think I did it. It's basically just a knot. Oh, wow. Okay. And you just pull it tight. Now, don't ask me to repeat that because I don't know how I did it. All right? Look, there are plenty of videos showing you how to do that. Would that I checked them out before I attempted it. But I've now made a triple bow. Crikey. That was really, really stressful, and I don't ever want to do that again. I'm just going to trim that off now, and I'm going to get a glue dot, and I'm going to stick this bow on here before I lose it. Hang on. Let me just stick a glue dot there. And another glue dot there. And another glue dot there, just so they don't come apart. Right, I've got 3 glue dots on there. And I'm going to pop this to the side, just to the side here. So you can fluff it up when you're finished. Okay, let's pop it there like that. I don't even know if that's the right way to do it, but it is today. Hang on, I need a drink now. I'm so stressed from the bow. Anyway, you can put some more glue dots on there to hold that all in. Look, it's a bit crooked, but there you go. Now, I wanted to get one of these, any one of these. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I think I need something long along there. So let me see, what have I got? I've got Merry Christmas, Season's Greetings, maybe Season's Greetings. That looks nice, doesn't it? These things are self-adhesive, so that's one less stressful thing I have to worry about. Oh, except I have to get the stuff off the back. which I find a bit stressful too. Hang on. Hold your horses, honey. Oh, look. Came straight off now. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Now I'm going to pop that on the bottom. Now, you just want to pop that around about there. Season's greetings. Now just look, eyeball that. Just pop that down. Make sure it's straight. And hang on, did I not get some off? I didn't. Dear, oh dear. Right, there we go. Oh. Stressful, stressful, stressful. Now, I got some of these and I put them onto a row of glue dots. So they're ready to go. So all I need to do is just pop these off. Let me just show you. Pop these off. Pop them around here. So I'll have three, she says. Three different sizes. And these are the gorgeous loose gold sequins. So I'm going to pop those there. The other two I'm going to pop down here somewhere. Just bear with me while I figure this out. So we've got an odd number. We've got 5 sequins. Hang on. 5 sequins. And then, have you got any of this stuff? Look, if you don't, take a blend and just colour these little berries in red. Now, I will actually colour them in first, but then I want to show you this stuff because it does take a while to dry. So you can just leave them coloured like that. And they're blends, so they dry pretty much straight away. Yeah. And then you could put Wink of Stella on them. But I've got this stuff, and you might have, what do they call it, stickles? What else do they call those things? Anyway, I'm going to actually, hopefully, have a go at these. And you just squeeze a little bit out. It's very, very warm here. So this could go really well, or it could be a big mistake. So let's see. So these are now 3D as well. Sorry if I get my head in the way, just disregard that. Now I don't know what they're called. These particular ones are called Nouveau drops. Stampin' Up did have some like enamel drops. I'm not sure whether they have still got them. I don't have them, so oh, and there's one under there. So I'm just squeezing out a little bit. And it kind of finds its own level. And so now I've got these beautiful, beautiful 3D berries on my wreath. Aren't they beautiful? Now the last step I wanted to do was to take another one of these little greetings, and I'm just going to get this started because this to me is the most stressful part. It's really easy once you get them going, and it just does not get going for me on camera. Oh, there, look. Okay, so I'm going to pop that there. And all I wanted to do was to take my, it's quite possible I've got enough ink on my blending brush. And very, very carefully, I'm just going to in a circular motion, I'm just going to make like a wreath sort of outline. Now I want to, where is my piece of scrap paper? Who knows? Yeah, so I just wanted to do that. This is all over the place tonight. I feel like, I don't know, well, actually, you probably would say it was a normal dual lancet video, but anyway, that's all I wanted to do. And then I was going to take my little from our house to your house and pop that in the middle. That's not the middle. That's the middle, I think. What do you think? What do you think about that? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to show you 26 minutes. Really close-up view of that. Oh, yeah, that just went in there, so that's good. We've got our gorgeous gold sequins. The bow was an absolute unmitigated disaster. I kind of think I got there in the end. That was the only red ribbon I had to hand while I was thinking of this. I get on a bit of a one track, and yeah. And then we've got our beautiful 3D. I don't know if you can see how much dimension there is on that. I mean, it looks a bit ugly from the side, but anyway. And then inside we've just done this little halo of green. Put another little sentiment in there. No stamping. If you're not, if you don't love stamping, there's ways around it, guys. And if you don't have these sort of things, these little 3D liquid drops, colour that in with your red marker and just pop a little bit of Wink of Stella on there, and that will give them a bit of sparkle. So they will more than likely look a little bit, oh, look, and I've got it on there too. I think I'm going to go and have a cup of tea and a good lie down now. Look, we're still in October, so have a look at the fantastic joining offer. And till the 24th, we have free shipping. Free shipping. Free is my favourite number. So go and have a look. It doesn't matter what you buy. It's going to be free shipping. I really, sometimes I object to paying extra. I mean, I shouldn't. But, when it's free shipping, stock up on as much as you want. Get those heavy things. Stock up on your basics like cardstock and things like that are really weighty and cost a lot of money to ship. So, yeah, check that out. Request the matte templates, Tilly2145@gmail.com. Check everything out in my online store. Do it before the 24th and you'll get free shipping. After the 24th, if you're still thinking about joining, you can spend your allotted amount and you will get free shipping on that order as well, but only until the 31st of October. So get cracking, guys. Have a look. Please give me a like, a subscribe and share, even though I botched the bow. Sorry about that. You know when you think you know what you're doing and it turns out you don't? That's my life. My life. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Guys, please stay safe, stay kind. Hooray. Bye for now.